Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm, the fishing update, and the Keepers of the Stone DLC. If you missed it, and you aren't watching this during the live, I suggest you pause this video and take a look at episode 0 in this series, where I go through the patch notes for this update and talk about some of the things, highlight many things. There are many more things. This update is huge. Just the update alone is huge, and then the DLC adds even more hugeness on top of the hugeness. As such, since I put the patch notes in a separate episode, I'm not going to go through and talk about the patch notes. If you'd like to see them and you own the game, you can of course click this link right here to take you to one of the places to see the patch notes. They should also be linked on Steam. You can get them from the Eremite Games website. I'm not sure where this link takes you. It doesn't take you anywhere right now as I'm recording this because the update hasn't been fully released yet. And you can also see them on the Hooded Horse website, the publisher, in their wiki, which is actually a really good place to see them because a lot of the entries on that page are hot linked to reference pages, as you would see in a normal wiki. So I have selected my save from long ago, from when we were playing on the Epic Games exclusive version, back in the first year or so of the early access period. And the reason I've done that is twofold. One, it was the most advanced save that I have in terms of the number of upgrades that are unlocked in the upgrades tree. And two, I was able to get a new world map that has the new biome on it, the Coastal Grove, because I would like to play in the new biome at least sometime here on in this game. In this series. So, and if I didn't get a map that was fresh, then I would have to play through an entire world to let the world regenerate to then be able to play again on the Coastal Grove map. And so that would be several towns, 4 or 5 at least towns, which means many episodes of Against the Storm. Not that you all would probably complain, before we could actually get to playing in the new biome. So what I'd like to do is hope for some frogs. And I would definitely like to hope for some Coastal Grove playthrough here. So let's go ahead and play. As it was mentioned in the patch notes, they have greatly altered the spawn rates of all the biomes, so there is not nearly as much Royal Woodlands as there had been in the past, and their Curse of Royal Woodlands is still low, but not non-existent. We have a pretty good selection here. There's some Coral Forest over here, a lot of marshlands, still a fair number of Royal Woodlands, and a bunch of Scarlet Orchard, but also yellow, which is Coastal Grove. We have a Forsaken Gods Temple here, which is a positive modifier. The Forsaken Gods blessings can be ambiguous. You have a higher chance of receiving timed orders from the crown. That could be both a benefit and a curse, but we could try that. Or we could just come way out here and play our way out here. But I think given that we have one of these, we can also do the Abandoned Settlement here. Another Viceroy. This is where you start with a small destroyed settlement in your initial glade. While I would like to do that one, the only way I can play that one is by doing Scarlet Orchard, and I'm too geared up to play the Coastal Grove to not do it. So let's go to this site here and see what we can get for groups. No frogs. Also, we're going to knock the level down to Veteran here, just because I haven't played this game in a couple of months, and there's a bunch of changes, as discussed in the patch notes video, and I'm not a masochist. So, I think what we should probably do is choose one of them that has 2 chances for frogs rather than 1 chance for frogs. But let's take a look at the stats and the numbers and all the things here and make sure that we want to pick the right group here. So 8 people plus 2, but these are all lizards. 7 people plus 2 with a mixture of harpies and foxes. 7 people, all beavers, plus 2. So, yeah, you sacrifice 1 person here to get some cooked food, some pie. That's a good thing. But it's probably not worth the 1 person. We have meat here, we have insects here, we have roots and dye here, planks there. That's actually a kind of an interesting bonus, and the new resource algae here. I think I'm going to go with the batch of lizards plus 2 randoms option here. The beavers are severely tempting, but the lack of one person makes them less tempting. Of course, in our box base goods, we have a whole bunch of things. Actually, what we should do before we do this is make sure that we have all the upgrades in the Smoldering City that we can afford right now. I do have a whole bunch of food stockpiles, but sadly, we don't have enough machinery artifacts to spend on much. But we could come out here and get the base production speed increase and the parts embarkation bonus, although I don't really care about that. We could also come over here and get permanent 3% bonus to trader arrival speed, and traders will have additional cornerstone or blueprint. That one sounds a bit more tempting. Let's go ahead and do that one. And we are at level 16 on this save, whereas I think on the 1.0 save we were only at level 14 or 15 maybe. So this one is better in that respect as well. As long as you're at least 13, you can get access to the frogs. Let's see, 16, 15, 14, 13 here. And we already have the starting ability for the frogs because we had selected whatever Brass Forge level 8 was before. I'm kind of surprised they didn't reset this tree. I'm really kind of surprised that they gave us the tree without a reset. I guess most people would probably just take all the same stuff anyway, but maybe even like an optional reset would have kind of been nice to say, you know what, let's start over. Let's wipe this clean and go through and make all the decisions again, just to make sure that we have the right decisions made at the right time. Either way, it's not a big deal. We added another upgrade there. Let's go back out here to the world map and pick our site again. So we're going to go with this one. Let's see. The Coastal Grove, I read this during the patch notes, but I think I can reread it. These lands have been underwater for centuries, allowing a dense forest of algae to flourish. The surrounding seawater has almost completely cut off the area from the rest of the kingdom, leaving nearby marshes almost untouched and full of the remains of ancient settlements. So of course, since we're on Veteran, we have a length of 14 rep or 14 impatience points, average amount of fertile soil. We're going to get some artifacts from doing this event, which is great, and a whole crap ton of food stockpiles, of course, and then 3 seal fragments for later use, and 140 experience. The goods on the ground here, or the trees rather, is going to be algae and vegetables in addition to the wood, which we talked about that in the patch notes. We have also the effects here from the biome and also the Forsaken Gods Temple, which we talked about. The biome effects for this biome are Gifts to the Depths. After using bait 150 times in your fishing huts, you will unlock the ability to sacrifice algae in the ancient hearth to reduce hostility. That's a really, really interesting biome ability there. And then the Strider Port, of course, which your settlement begins on the coast of this strange land, near an ancient Strider Port. Use it to send out expeditions in search of blueprints and treasure. However, you will receive fewer blueprints from reputation. According to the patch notes, we will have 5 fewer blueprint diamonds on the map, or on the bar there, and instead we have to get up to 8 from the Strider's expeditions, or have the ability to get up to 8. Resources on the ground: berries, insects, fish, roots, clay, reeds, algae, scales, and coal. The fish, algae, and scales all being in fish ponds as far as I'm aware. So this is pretty good. Let's see, what do we want to take? Probably the usual stuff. We have 10 points to spend because we are inside of the kind of starting zone. I'm always going to take 3 people for 2 points. People are better than no people. 4 points for the Trapper's Camp here could be interesting. It's only going to really help us for the insects, but that's tempting. Alternatively, we could pick the farm. We do have a average amount of fertile soil, so we could also take 4 points for the farm. We could go with wood, but I think I'm going to go with we're going to have 8, 9, 10, 13 people. We'll go with the 3 woodcutter strategy to start with, I think, and not take the wood. So otherwise, resources, we could take some fuel, but we're going to get coal on the ground, so I think we're okay on that front, plus all the wood. Let's go with... Wow. 2 points for the fabric. I think we do that. We can make bricks from the clay. What do we have in our box here? All 3. Good. That's why I picked the epic save, because of that. Could also do the planks, but I'm thinking I want either the Trapper or the small farm to start with. I'm torn as to which one to choose. Technically, this one's only going to be one thing, so maybe the farm is better. But it's the small farm, which is vegetables and grain. Which I don't know that I want the small farm either. If this was the herb garden, that might be better. Let's see. I can use roots as another option for grain, but that's it. So maybe, yeah, maybe I should take the small farm. Let's take the small farm. It's a little bit different. We can experiment with that. We can also take clay or stone, but I usually like to take a couple stacks of food. So I think we're going to take vegetables and meat, because those are 36 units for 1 point versus these being 24 units for 1 point. And let's get started. We're only 10 minutes into this video, which is usually typical for me on a new town. New whatever. We already looked at these, so I wanted to look at them again. We have Invigorating Winds as our first forest mystery. Villagers with this effect move 20% faster. Complex Food is the trigger for it. Of course, Looming Darkness. Bitter Rain at Hostility 2. Villagers with this effect move 40% slower. Prevented by Clothing. Notice that says Clothing. Coats is now one type of clothing. Boots being the other new type of clothing in the 1.4 update, not just the DLC. Corrosive Rainfall. Acid rain is eating away at metal objects, producing copper bars. Crystallized dew and all goods that use metal ingots yield 50% fewer goods in the storm. Hostility 3. Hostility 4. Bloodflower will spawn somewhere in the settlement every 90 seconds. Well, luckily we're playing on veteran, so getting to Hostility 4 is going to be a minute. And a Hostility 5 Eerie Song. Villagers with this effect have a 5% chance of perishing, an additional 5% chance of perishing every 15 seconds, mitigated by services. So not a great set to get me started on a brand new town in a brand new playthrough after months away, but what are you going to do? So in addition to the lizards, which we started out with 8, we grabbed 2 more along the way in those availables, and then we also grabbed 2 humans and a frog. I think it would be worth it to put the frog keeper in to start with, because of that boosted speed that you can get from the frog keeper, boosted newcomer arrival speed. Plus that'll help me understand how that affects everything. So let's pick that, and then we can see when they arrive in time there, and to see how the math is actually calculated here. So the ground is yellowish, which makes sense given that the biome selection was yellowish on the actual map. Here's the Strider port. The Strider would like to have algae or fish fed to it. The crew would need one of these goods. So we have bugs and vegetables, and we have algae, so we could do a Strider expedition right away. And I don't know why I wouldn't want to do it. If I increase this, you can see it's increasing the chance for the rarer types of chests. And then, of course, we will also get to pick a building blueprint category here, which I think I want to go with the resource gathering this early in the game. Maybe. We're not going to send this just this exact moment. We're going to take a look at what we have for our first blueprint choice first. So you can see here there are only 5 dots instead of the usual... There's usually 10? It said 5 fewer. It said usually 10, is there? Am I losing my mind? I thought there was only like 8. Either way, there's 5 dots for this, plus the 3 you get from that, whereas there would usually be a couple more, at least, out here. So I think, yeah, let's look at this first. Leatherworker? Yeah. Maybe. Well, I don't know, actually, because boots are useful. Who likes boots? Actually, I don't know. I do know, but lizards and frogs both like boots. So actually, that's pretty good. The water skins could also be useful. But do we have a source of... Well, we should have sources of scales, hopefully. Leather, though, we don't get leather on the ground in this biome. So we'd have to rely on scales for that. Still could do it. Furnace is pie, skewers, and copper bars. Maybe. Lumber mill, I don't have beavers, so that's not going to be that beneficial. I'd rather have the supplier. Although that's a harpy building, so that doesn't help me either. So it doesn't really matter. For the plank production, scrolls are going to help the humans, I think, right? Because there are for no education. No, humans don't like education anymore. Humans don't like education. Did they before? I don't remember anything. And then the Tinkerer. You know, on this one, I might actually take... Ugh. I might actually take either the Leatherworker or the Furnace. So I think for the Strider port, we would probably want to send it out. I don't think I want to quite do that rarity. Maybe I'll go with just 1. Given the items that it takes 8 of each, up to 16 of each. Maybe. Could be worth it. And like I said, I think I would want a resource gathering building for that. What's the time on this? 3 minutes. Okay. Let's do what we normally do to start a game, though. Let's do this and that and this and this there. Let's put in woodcutters camps. Holy cow, that's right. They moved a bunch of these in, according to the patch notes. Inward, that is, from where they were before. Let's put a couple of them over here and actually just go ahead and get them started on eating away at some of these trees. We'll do that and that. Except that I think I wanted to make these be the higher priority. I did. I'm an idiot. Let's increase the priority of these using shift so we affect all of them and let them do the thing. We do get tips on a couple things here, sacrificing and fishing. I did read the patch notes on that in the patch note thing, so I think I understand it well enough. They're not really prioritizing all of those. I guess they are. That's fine. Okay, so we're probably going to end up going with mostly lizard woodcutters here because, well, that's what we got. And I have only marked trees as my default. Argue with me if you like, but that's the one I like. So that's the one I use. I'm just going to mark a huge swath of trees up here. I'm going to move this one actually up there, I think. All of you folks, and I forgot about the assigning them early to make them builders of that building. I should have used that feature. We can close this too. So frogs do not need housing right away, but they do need the frog housing. What is the cost of frog housing? That's something that I don't know. Bricks. Okay, 4 bricks. Interesting. Is there any benefit for any specific person here? No. Okay, Human, let's have you go and do one of these. And I'm just going to keep it at the minimum at this point. Go ahead. I'm assuming they have to still go get the materials to be able to do the expedition, or somebody's got to bring them the stuff. And then I would like to do the crude workstation and the makeshift post as per usual. Yeah, you got stuff you're bringing down. Okay, got that. Now you got to go get the other stuff. I should probably also put a road in here. Didn't click. There we go. Maybe there, but I think I'm going to actually back buildings up against that. That's actually kind of a good spot. Let's see. We have our first cornerstone choice. 5 dive for every 10 insects produced. That might be useful here because, well, we are going to get insects on the ground at some point, probably. 10 amber for every 5 completed trade routes, maybe. Trade routes are worth more amber. Haulers don't have to travel. Don't return to the hearth as often. Increases time between breaks by 50% for the haulers. Do I have haulers available? I do have 3 haulers available there. I don't know if I have haulers available in the small ones or not. I'm gonna wait till the cornerstone or till the orders pop, and then we'll make a decision on the cornerstone. Right then. Have a small farm and 10 vegetables and 10 grain. Get a boost to grain, some mushrooms, and some people. I did take the farm, right? I did. I did. Burn 2 blight rot cysts? Maybe. But probably not over that one. Have 23 humans, or have humans above 23 resolve? That's probably not going to happen this early in the game. Right now, they're at 13. I don't really have a way to get them up by 10 points at this point. So I think we're going to go with this one. Even though that's a timed order, it gives you great rewards. I'm still going to go with this one. This one. Complete 4 trade routes. That's easily enough done eventually. We could do 3 trade routes in 8 minutes, which is less than a year. I don't think that's going to happen. Besides the fact that a lot of the trade routes take 2 or 3 minutes to do, I don't think I'm going to do that one. That's the problem with this this bonus. We get a lot of these, or this this modifier tile. We get a lot of these, but they're going to be early here in the game where they're tough to hit. That's really great for coats, but coats recipes also changed. You don't use fabric in coats anymore, so that's not that great. 3 packs is good. Extra grain production on top of the extra grain production of the other one. Parts are nice to have at 18 at the moment still, so not so bad. Bonus of fabric's nice, but I think I'm going to go with this one. Produce 4 pipes, have 4 pipes. Get a bonus to pipes, some parts, and some people. 35 stormwater. Probable. Not absolute, but it gives us a bonus to stormwater. To get some pipes and some extra villagers. Or complete any 2 glade events in 17 minutes, which is the better part of 2 years. To get bonus to pickled goods. A free weaver, which gets us fabric, boots, and training gear, and parts. I think I'm going to go with this pipe one. Yes, I know I just turned on all 3 timed orders. But that's a tough thing this early in the game. Okay, so for this, which one do I want? Ugh. I don't really want it. I might just re-roll this, actually. Yeah, let's re-roll it. Why the heck not? Rain Mill. There's the Weaver. Tavern and Temple. I'm not going to take these this early, I don't think. Besides the fact that they're kind of expensive to build this early. I guess the Weaver is a good option. Flour could be really good too, but I'd rather not do that building. Here's Paste, one of the new recipes. We can take a look at that. That takes dye plus one of these 3 meat sources to make paste. Yeah, let's go with the Weaver. Not the best option, but it's an option. And then I get a 2-star fabric with barrels and dye, which would be nicer. But I think we could go with the Provisioner here. Skewers, jerky, and oil, though. That's also really good. That's also really good. Fish oil. Nice. No fish jerky, but we could make the skewers out of fish instead of jerky. If we needed to. I don't know. Butcher is nice, so is Provisioner. I want them both. Can I have them both? Let's go with Butcher. Stamping Mill. That gets me a 2-star flour. Provisioner came back. Bricks could be nice, though, too. Didn't get a good plank recipe except for that first one that I turned down. Stamping Mill bonus is beavers. That must be frogs. One of the frog ones. And then that's the new Blightrot one for foxes. I guess that would be the frog one that's not the rainwater one. Whatever the other one is that I don't remember right now. We'll take a look at that, I guess. We can look at the frogs to see that. I think the Stamping Mill is the one I want here. Let's go with that option. Frogs have masonry. Yes, masonry. That makes sense. Since it's making bricks. This is also a good spot to put houses in. So it's a good thing that I'm doing it. Let's go with not the Butcher right away, but the Weaver and the Stamping Mill. This is a 2x2, so I think I want to nudge you out of the way and put it in here closer. Where was it? There. And then let's go with the Weaver right in here. Good. So we don't need... Wait, you need planks, right? Yeah, so we need to get planks started here. Let's turn off the others for now. Get somebody over here working on planks. Limited 10, please. We don't need fabric here then, and we probably don't need bricks either. No, we don't. Good. Good, good, good. More roads. There and there. We do have these reeds we can get with a harvester camp. We also have roots that can be gotten with the gathering camp, or the forager camp rather. And insects that can be gotten with the trapper's camp. So we can get at those. Oh, I forgot about this too. Let's do the dye for insects, because, well, we have insects, and that seems like a good one. We haven't gotten any insects yet, so it didn't affect me into taking it later, because we don't get bugs from the trees. We get algae and vegetables. All right, you are ready to go. Frog guy could go in here. But you can make scales into copper bars. We're not going to do that yet. We'll leave the grain on the flour there, and we could use some clay and or stone. Remember I didn't bring it because I didn't think I needed it, because I would find it on the ground? Yeah, not so much. Let's see, lots of danger glades nearby. There's our plantation ruin over there. Interesting. The frogs told us about that. Over here, the fertile soil. The humans told us about that. And then the lizard's starting ability is a box of tools. That's the nearest field. Oof. Okay, no suitable trees. We need to move you up here like that. You can also move up here someplace, maybe like that. And we might as well move this one too. Like that. Okay. Okay, thank you for going away. Alert, it was a little long. The strider left. Does it show us? Oh, there it is, right there. And so you can see out here in the water, by the way, there's stuff buried under the water, which is the stuff you're finding. And that's kind of all over the edge here of the map. That's the expedition. That's what the expedition is looking for. Presumably they could go... In theory, I guess they go all over. As far as I know, though, still breaking out of a glade onto the coastline does not help you in any way. With the exception, of course, of this starting one here in this, but it's effectively a bay here, which is kind of a nice also effect. I guess I could speed the game up a little bit. Haven't done that yet. And you're still waiting to collect up all those planks. There's a few more to go. Grabbing from here. Builders can now grab from a building's storage. So as each one of these planks is made, each two of these planks are made, the builders can grab from there directly and drop them into the building. Expedition completed. All right, so we got an herbalist camp. Herbs, berries, and mushrooms. Is that completely useless for me, or just almost completely useless for me? Almost. Okay. We can get the berries from it. Well, it was a thing, and we got, of course, unsurprisingly, a green chest. So we'll claim those rewards, since it was an 80% chance for it there. 5 packs of building materials, not invaluable. A handful of boots, 25 boots. That's nice too, because the frogs and the lizards, I believe, both like boots, right? Yes, yes. And then finally, the bonus to pickled good production, which is not a bad thing either. Speaking of that, I do have the field kitchen I could put up there. That would be useful. So we don't really need that herbalist right now. Forager camp for the things up there. We can use the trapper's camp down here for these things we can use. And then finally, harvester for the reeds? Yes, harvester for the reeds. We'll put that in here. And they'll just go around and build all that stuff. We should get some housing going too, though. That would be kind of an ideal thing for everybody but the frogs, of course, because the frog ones require the bricks, and we don't have the bricks up and running yet. Although we should. When's that new group gonna arrive? Newcomer's gonna arrive. It hasn't popped up yet, so I don't know. Field kitchen also takes planks. Forgot about that. The field kitchen can make paste, which was something else before. Skewers, we can make those in the butcher, so I'm going to turn that off. What was that before? We don't have any dye, though, so that's going to be useless at this point. Biscuits are tasty, but we don't have any flour. And also that's useless. Pickled goods, though. That's useful. If we had vessels, which we did not take... Did we not take vessel recipe? No, of course not. Why would we have done that? That was dumb, I guess. I guess I should have taken the leather worker or one of the barrel recipes. Alright, so you, and you. Let's get the lizards and the humans housed that way. That's 12. And then the frogs are the only ones that still need to be housed. I don't have a harpy for this, but that's okay. Turn those off anyway. I guess you can use algae for this, although, yeah, I would actually prefer the reed, so we're going to prioritize that by 1. And go ahead and put a worker in there, I think. And I do need to get a worker in here. Ah, there's our travelers. So it popped up 5 minutes from the first one. Wait, is it a 12-minute year or 10-minute year? I think it's... I don't remember what it is. I think it's 12 minutes. So that means it would be down to 8 minutes. And it popped... about 1 minute left in the clearance after being in the storm for 5 minutes. No? I don't know. I screwed the math up too early to remember now. Either way, it's faster, as you can obviously see. That means we can bring in more people right away. If I can get some frogs, that'd be useful. There's a frog with some pottery versus there's some stone. That would be even more useful since I can't make any bricks right now. But I think I'm still going to go with this because I would like to have the frog, even though we can't make any bricks right now. Sag. Alrighty. And I would like to open a glade, one of the small glades, I think. Maybe this one would be the best one. Let's move you. Actually, no, you stay there. You go and open this glade up. You two, come over here. Let's get working toward that one with the farm field in it, because we're going to need that too. Control there. Just going to clear out a whole bunch of trees. These weird algae trees, kelpie trees. And then we're going to need that housing really soon. Lots of new stuff here too, or stuff that I didn't have in my 1.0 save at least. Let's go with lazy mode. Wait, yeah, park. Park that right there. Dewberry bush. Oh, good. We can use that new camp we got, although those are small, so we'd have been able to do that anyway. A small encampment and coal. And oh, by the way, we're going to actually need housing for 15 people, not the 13 we had before. What was the cost of the 4 bricks? Right, that was the cost of the frog houses, and I only have 4 of them. So we're going to be suffering either way. One unit of coal. That would give me some stone, though, if we set up a mine on it. So maybe that's not a bad idea. Mine is not a terrible thing to waste. That would be a good thing to do there, too. This is forest proficiency, which is the fox bonus. That doesn't help me any. Start of the storm. Let's go see how bad it is first. Okay, good thing we're on veteran, and it's year 1. Let's put in, I think, just 1 person here to work that, because it only takes a minute, so I can knock it down to 30 seconds, but I can also have them building stuff. I think that's also very important to do. And including but not limited to probably that mine very soon. I also forgot about pressing shift to pipette the building menu. That would be useful to remember too, Wally. Good job. Blizzard resolve is low. Luckily, they'll fall slow, so it'll be alright. We only got a couple more seconds left in this first year anyway. Everything is awesome. Let's move that over there. Can I move you up here yet? Yes. Rotate you that way. That way we can kind of focus this area over here, maybe. Push our way through there. We have a cornerstone. We don't have people because we took them earlier, remember? Protected trade. Hostility is reduced by 15 points. Every time we sell goods worth 30 amber, but complex food grant one less resolve point. Interesting. Market shift plan. Every neighboring town offers +2 more trade routes, but no trader will arrive in your settlement until you complete at least 3 trade routes. Villagers have 10% higher chance of producing double yields. Consumption control is disabled. And mist piercers. Very tempting. You can peek into the biomes with this one, but every time we open a glade, it increases our impatience by 0.5. I think I'm gonna go with market shift plan. I think so. Let's do that one. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Build, build, build. We could do another Strider expedition. Does this also increase the time? Yeah, increases the time too. 5 minutes. Let's have somebody go and do... Ooh, look at all that. Look at all that. Look at all that. Let's do bugs this time. And let's, if I tie up 2 people, does that just affect the loading time and then only one of them is used as the person? Or does that tie up all the people? Let's see what happens, because I don't know. I want to do that. I'd like to get somebody in here cooking stuff, but the only thing we can cook is pickled goods. Not that that's a bad thing. Let's actually switch that to eggs. I've mostly done all the buildings, so we're kind of okay right now. And, well, other than maybe making that mine, which has also been moved, by the way, over here to this category. That back there. The road to it. Still need those planks. You're bored in here? Oh, yes, you are. Okay, you can come out and help us with other things. Danger Glade. Lots of berries. Oops, all berries. Reeds, coal. There's our fertile fields, of course, that we were coming for. Medium abandoned cache, and a Totem of Denial. What is that? That is a weird-looking tree. That's what that is. Not the ugly trees, but definitely a weird-looking tree. Like a variety version of that, but it's also the position it's in, because there's other the same ones around, but it just looks weird. So we need to, of course, do this. We could burn it down with 10 fuel source or 16 planks, of course. That's an option. That would get us some pottery and some scrolls, or we could perform a ritual if we had the stuff for it, which we don't, and that would also give us a working effect. And we're not going to do it, but then we get to keep it to give us global resolve, which would be nice. We're just going to burn this thing down. Give me 2 people to burn this thing down. Go. Okay, so they both popped out of there. So it doesn't tie up the person? Oh, it doesn't tie up the person. The person is its own unique person right there on the thing. Can I? Yes, I can. I think this is our thumbnail, too. Here. It's their own unique person. It's one of the platypus people that we don't actually know about or as a playable race. And the people who were here loading it were just here to load it, and then they go on and have other jobs. So that's nice to have. I like that idea. Keep pushing our way this way. I want to maybe take out some of these trees here. And probably the ones in the middle of the biome, too. There were 2 coal here, so let's not do this. I guess I just got to delete it, right? Yes. Funds the materials that were already put in there. Orders. 120 units of rainwater. I guess I should start doing that. That's kind of sad. Could I have these in 8 minutes? Possibly, but probably not. Need for biscuits plus a bunch of human houses. Who all likes biscuits? Humans? But it's not simultaneous, it's just number of times. And with 3 humans, that's a lot of times, but they also have a lot of time to get it over with. So let's go with that one. It'll be a later one, but we'll go with that one. Deliver 50 meat. Unless we get a ranch, that's not going to happen. Not likely to happen. Deliver 45 stone. We can't get stone in this biome. So I don't think so on that one, other than from the coal mine. This one, time to order for those things. We don't have a source of herbs here. So I don't think so for that one either. Ugh. I think we'll go with this one. Frog influx. Anyway, just to see. But also, I want to end this episode early today. Subsequent episodes will probably be at least 10 minutes longer than this one. But because I recorded back-to-back the patch notes video, which was rather long, and this one, I am running low on time for recording today. So I think we'll leave this here. And in the next episode, we can, make some progress on this town. We'll get that farm up and running. We'll get some stuff harvested. That'll have to wait till next season, though. We'll get this new mine up and running over here. And we'll see kind of what this leads to in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.